Hey, morning. I might as well try and read some stuff. Change of what I've been up to in recent years. I've kind of been neglecting my stuff. Not that it's. I'm gonna delete some files here before I get started. I need to catch my breath. These days, when I'm tying my shoes, I get out of breath. Okay, that's done. I'm going to do a little reading. If you feel like hanging in there while I'm reading, I'll be happy. If you got a split, you're permitted to take off whenever you please. Let me see if this will help you. I think I got it. I got one of these magnifying thingies, since I can't really see. I can't see with these things. Ain't helping. That's all right. It's a little better. So I hope that this comes out intelligibly. And this is I don't know. Let's go back in the seat again. I don't know. Seems hopeless here. Back in the seat again. Tiny print for a tiny mind. Woe is unto me, starving for companionship. For the sounds of gurgle like the river Styx, I'm home again at the keypad stroking, hoping for the divine to reappear to smelt away the vicious tongue of mediocrity. That would be fine and dandy. Flick the light on, make yourself at home. Dried out poontang of a man, leery-eyed and still dreaming of the slinky-panky doll. But it is too late, like closing the barn door after the cow has been feed. No hip-hop in here, no smart rhymes, no forms, no plan, just the skim milk. The empty page is an empty America during the emptiest administration. Imagine ex-Clinton for 8 old Bush, for 4 Jimmy Lou, for 4 Dutch Reagan for 8, Drakey Dick for 6, Crazy Young George for 8. My God. Now we got Mr. Obama for 6 or so. If I still believe in something, what has happened here, everyone is dead. And I'm deader than most. I'm going to try to make it without these things here. These little words spun off in desperation. But something rang true. What has happened here in the States? Why is everything so fucking funny? Why is everybody laughing at the dinner table? What the fuck is so good about today? Why is the market soaring? You go out there and try and find a job. Maybe it was the speedy acid or the horrors of Vietnam that killed this beast. Maybe it was the Cold War, maybe it was fast food that destroyed everyone's abdominal muscles. Turn the nation into fat suet, speedy nation, which is run ramrod on the highways, big fuckmobiles, going as fast as we could, coming right up behind you, grinning slobs and icy bitches, all hating everything and giggling about every insignificant stupid piece of trans fat spewed out by the boob tube, and further the idiotic big screen. But I'm complaining again. I mean, I have no game plan. Just like the Red Party and the sick wars of Iraq and Afghanistan, Vietnam, Korea. Just kill a few more people, empty the world a little bit, make it lighter. Too many souls mingling in a soulless place. Why bother to bend and ask Mecca for your acre and a mule? What's the point of all the genuflecting? I'm chock full of questions, aren't I? Like a $3,000 claiming horse coming off a long layoff. Years have sailed past. I've grown my waist like Andy Devine. I don't get out of bed much anymore. I need to hold on to the phonograph if I stand up, and all day long the TV is blaring the horse races. I get up to make my selections. I play the bloodlines and I pick a lot of winners sometimes. I have gaudy systems, and sometimes when the moon is aligned with the nebulae, they work out and it makes the day go by faster. After all, like the sun, I'm spinning and I'll peter out one day. To die, perchance to sleep no more. Imagine an afterlife where you're up all the time. But I need something to hold on to. It's not the holy writs or the laws of the law or the future or money. Imagine getting to be almost 70 and not having learned a red cent for decades. That causes the phone to ring, and it's my tireless creditors. We are unavailable, sings out the machine. Some guy wants to speak to me. The only people who want my words are the bill collectors. And he wants his dough right now. Give me that loot. You owe it to me. Don't worry about it. You can collect it from my sack. But they ring me up anyway 7 days a week. Usually from the morning until 9 p.m. They say that I'm on the automatic rotation. All that interest. I don't enjoy that loot anyway, but I gave it to my old lady and she spent it. And so my legacy is the fucking endless phone calls. Is Mr. Watnik home? Reruns of Beverly Hills 90210 are playing in the living room, and I have to consider myself pretty darn good to have gotten past page 1. But it's just another complaint, another lament, Another weepy page for the stack of weepy pages. I'll never change. I suppose I'm a weakling, unable to reattach my fallen limbs like old Hector of the Idols. But a person has to start from a place and wind up at another place, and it's the task and the journey, not the designation, that is probably what it turns a writer on. And you'd think I'd have learned something from my long layoff, but like the furniture around here, the verbs are strictly Salvation Army, and the nouns twirling around in my sconce have not had a distinguished career at any university. I have such long unemployment, just idling for the last 35 years, and now I'm like a forgotten bag of peanuts tossed out of a speeding car into the Mojave Desert. Like a Nazi in Paraguay hiding from the establishment. It's a cheap metaphor, whatever. I'm trying to reestablish myself on a printed page, perhaps even as isolated and lame as I might be, provide a moment's diversion for someone somewhere sometime. So let's fill it up. Let's jump into the gaping trench which leads to the bottom of the sewer, probably, because that is what loneliness is. The bottom of it all. What good is a voice if nobody is there to listen? What good are these eyes if the only thing to look at are my four walls? What good are my arms if they can hold nothing but the emptiness of this day? It is a rude morning, and a position no one should find themselves in, broke and wandering, looking for a hug, and wishing for notoriety. So that everyone you meet doesn't need to ask you who you are and what you do. It's like the closing of a trap. You're pinched inside and there's no way to escape. Except for the puny puns on the wrinkled pages, an obscure word or two, maybe someone will notice. I'll make several funny faces, I'll stick my fingers in my nose, I'll swallow half an onion to impress you. But you make the sign of the dagger across your neck. And you sleep it off. Take another 5 years off. Wash your pits. Please don't stink up the place. The Yankees should have started by now. And it's another day. I'm not quite ready. I'm still coming off my sleeping pills. I'm down in the depression dumps ever more every day. Anyway, let's walk on for another few sentences. Fill in those blanks. For that's what I can do best. Stagger to the finish line. Your best and last testicle waving like a miracle. Your last breath, as always, for the sensuous. Paid for at the lowest price. steal a penny or a nickel here, and a coupon there, and off to the cupboard, which is filled with my complete works.